Is not there. Let us move on to Biafra land. Sonny Emmanuel Mwabisi, welcome to the program.
Thank you, my brother. This is Sonny Baba Emmanuel, and welcome all our listeners to today's program. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you very much. And now to the hotbed where it is happening every day by day. Benue State, to be particular. Uchenna Okeke, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, the Oracle. It is my pleasure to be with all of you in today's broadcast. God bless us all. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Now, let me equally welcome the first callers in this evening. Of course, we have our fans, our fellow Biafrans, whose presence always enable us to be here. Let me welcome Michael Oke, who is now saying that indeed we are wonderful. Michael Oke, you are welcome to the program wherever you are. Ifeanyi Chukwu, you are equally welcome. Ben Ike and many others, of course. This number is lumped together because of space. They say Ben Ike, Ifeanyi Chukwu, and 9 others lumped together. All of you are welcome to the program. Of course, Odo Fabian is there. We welcome you. Aliegu Joshua, we welcome you. Ndubisi Okafu, you are equally welcome. Ifeanyi Chukwu, you are welcome. And of course, Okeke Samuel is there. Okechukwu Ezebilo equally is there. Namani Ikenna. Samuel John is there. Kenneth Nwono, Ogonna Nwo, Kedike, Wisdom E1C, of course, is there. And very many others. Ebere Opare is there. Opare Ezieke Okechukwu is there. Dennis Obonna. Oh, the list is long. Namde Mama. And very many others. I won't be able to mention all their names, subject to severe limitations of time. We are here this evening to discuss, to appraise the current situation in Nigeria, in Biafra land, and in Benue State. When we gave you our advertorial 2 days ago, we made you to understand that today, as we are approaching 2019, the sky is foreboding. We are not sure, we are not certain if there will be 2019 in Nigeria. Of course, when I talk of 2019, I am talking with particular reference to the national election coming mid next year. Why do I say that? Or why do I say this? Because the air is fraught with dangers. Everything that is catastrophic is quite imminent in Nigeria. Things are no longer the same. When things are no longer the same, of course, everybody has gone apart and the center can no longer hold. In a situation where the center can no longer hold, how then are we certain that 2019 will come in Nigeria? It might be in principle, but in reality, it is quite dicey. Every group, every religion, every tribe is preparing for a particular holocaust that is to befall Nigeria. If care is not taken, of course, I quite believe that the care might not take taken because the national government that is supposed to protect their citizens is there supporting this particular murderous adventure. I mean, sponsoring the Boko Haram, the mercenaries that are rebranded herdsmen, unleashing terror, leaving death row on the pass, killing the entire people of Benue State, making sure that Benue is turned into a cartage. How are we going to accept that? A week ago, in a particular church where 2 reverend fathers were holding morning mass, God rest their souls, all these mercenaries from the Sahel region, name them Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, Chad, of course from Sudan, inclusive, as well as northern part of the Cameroons, they entered and mowed these gentlemen, these priests right there in the church, which somebody would aptly make reference to a particular drama written by T.S. Eliot, Murder in the Cathedral. In Nigeria, it was Murder in the Church, where 2 priests, innocent gentlemen, conducting church services, were murdered in cold blood. Who tells me that the jihad is not with us now? Anybody telling you that the jihad has not started is living in denial. This is the situation of things right now in Nigeria. Everything has become dicey and uncertainty is quite prevalent in the Nigerian atmosphere. How far are we going to go? This is the question in the lips of everybody right now in Nigeria. Everybody is sleeping with one eye open, one eye closed, because there is fear inherent everywhere and made certain by the Nigerian government. It's quite unfortunate that a government that is supposed to be protecting the entire citizenry is there supporting a particular religion, a particular section of the country against the other, despite the fact that the economic well-being of this particular country is being derived from the country or from the part that is being marginalized, that is being murdered with impunity. This is what we are saying. To what extent shall it be? Are we going to keep quiet? Let us not forget that after Benue, which they want to overrun, using it as a buffer to capture any other section of the country, after Benue, the possibility there is pointing towards Biafra as a terminal point. Do not forget, they have always considered the Igbo people, the Biafrans, as the stumbling block, a square peg in their own round hole from capturing the entire Nigerian state. They are quite afraid that Igbo is there to make sure that this their own adventurism is halted and brought to an end. Their own maximum calculation is that in the event of capturing the Igbo society, it will offer them a leeway to making the rest of Nigeria, the Yoruba and the Ijaw people, quite subordinate voluntarily without putting up any form of resistance. This is their calculation, this is their apprehension, and on the strength of this, we have gathered this evening to appraise of the situation, to ask ourselves, are we moving down to Benue to assist them? Because since yesterday, it has been a cry, come over to Benue State, come over to Macedonia and help us. The cry reminds us of the sorrowful mysteries in the Bible. Are we going to move down, send some boys to Benue to help them? This is a 1 million question, because if we fail to assist the Benue people, when these people would have overrun them, they are going to be our neighbors. All these criminal marauders are going to be our neighbors. In that situation now, it will be a repeat of the Israeli-Palestinian problem. It might be a repeat of the Israeli-Iraqi, Afghanistan and Iranian problem, where no particular country shall live in peace except spending millions and trillions of dollars to make sure that they purchase arms in defense of their fatherland. Are we going to keep silent or to move down to Benue State and say, hold on fastidiously, we are coming and we are already there? Or are we going to fold our arms and wait for this particular fate to take over Benue State before we now react? I doubt. If we fold our arms and fail to prepare for the rainy day, when this particular heaven will be let loose, thunderstorm is going to rain on everybody. May God forbid. What are we going to do? Are we going to mobilize ourselves? Of course, I wouldn't fail to recognize that this broadcast, now coming from the satellite station of the Voice of Biafra International, is under the auspices of the bim-massob family, led by his able leadership, Chief Dr. Afro Wazirika. We owe him compulsory gratitude. Fellow Biafrans, you are once again welcome to this particular program, and because of the nature of today's business, let us use this particular Biafra music, which has to do with Boko Haram, this murderous brigandage coming into our own zone. This music, of course, is by, what's his name again? Morocco. Of course, the car is called. Let us welcome our people with this particular Boko Haram music to remind us of the inveterate enemy, the Boko Haram people. and that is the music. We have to take it briefly because of time. That is Morocco. Nduka, he is saying, Nigerians, why not you live in peace? Why do you unleash terror on the citizenry? What are we going to do? If Nigeria could live in peace, we can balkanize that particular country peacefully without anybody shedding any blood. But unfortunately, the people we are living with can never do without blood. They prefer the life of cattle or cow to that of human being. How then can we survive together? Survive together within this particular ecosystem? It's going to be a relationship between the prey and the predator. We don't want such a situation. Our own society cannot be a symbiosis where there is a movement from the lower region to the higher region. Those who study biology can bear me witness. We don't want such a situation in Nigeria. We would rather a situation where we totally balkanize that particular flagelling country, which some people refer as evil forest. Of course, as an evil forest, all of us are different species there. And for the fact that we cannot allow the goat and the lion to live in the same cage, something must be done to separate them with iron bars. The floor is open. Give us a call. Write in. We can read out what you have said. And to the members of the crew, welcome once again. Tell us your mind. The situation is this. Benue State is under siege. Yesterday, only yesterday, a woman went to farm with her 4 children, a pregnant woman. Went to farm yesterday in Benue State with her 4 children. Unfortunately, most sadly, dear God bear me witness, it's quite unfortunate that this woman was ripped off her baby. The baby was ripped off from this particular pregnant woman. The woman was killed. Her 4 children were murdered in cold blood. Do not forget, I am not trying to play on sentiments, but we are here to state the obvious fact. And this is the truth and nothing but the truth. By telling you the truth, we shall be saved. Let me not forget to welcome Christian Ago, who is joining us. Usman, of course, Ihani Azunda, Chumwande Eze, of course, Odo Fabian, Izuchi, Anthony Martino, Koye, Moses, Chidedi Frank, and a host of others. We welcome all of you. Thank you for being with us. This woman was killed, the baby ripped off, and the rest of the 4 children equally murdered in cold blood. One thing is this, these people are concentrating on the Igbo-speaking part of Benue State. What are we going to do? For this particular kind of blood relationship, are we going to fold our arms or to move in and protect the Igbo-speaking part of Benue State? Of course, by so doing, the rest of Benue shall benefit from the Igbo resilience. What are we going to do, fellow Biafrans? We quite understand that during the 1967-70 civil Holocaust, the Benue people conspired with their one destiny and massacred our people in cold blood. Those of our people who were coming back from the northern part of Nigeria, back to Igbo land for safety, origin Benue State, all of them were halted, all of them were stopped. Amidst hunger and starvation tests, Benue people massacred our people. Paul Onongo was there, David Mark was there, IDP Salah, John Tucker, name them. The list is plenty. They conspired with the Fulani hegemony and massacred our people. And our people died. The survivors wept. In Biafra land that time, there was no family not affected. Sorts of measures were taken to mow us down. But God, the divine providence, in His infinite mercy, made sure that we survived the Holocaust. Today, Benue is reaping the exact equivalent of what they cultivated. But as human beings, as Igbos, we don't like blood. We are not vultures. We are not carnivorous. We are not cannibals. Are we going to, as Christians, fold our arms when this particular DNA has testified to the fact that in Benue State there are Igbo people there? Shall we move in to say, here we come? Or shall we leave them, fearing, of course, that maybe in the event of Igbo participation in this particular looming Holocaust, they might now reconcile with their other counterparts to say, oh, lay blame on the Igbo people. What are we going to do? Vobi is confused. Tell us your mind. Tell us what you think. Are we going or are we not going? This is the question. HS and Udeze, you are there with us. Share with us your views.
I love my body. We have been discussing on this very issue.
And we have to continue because it involves human life. Don't be offended, my brother.
Yeah, I understand. It involves human life. You know, when they say when the wound has gone, people forget the pain, but the mark is still there. The mark is still there. I remember a man from my village. His name is Obinani. Obinani means heart bears things. Heart bears pains. Means heart bears pains. But at a time, whenever the man is traveling to Onisha, it's either a hazard accident or armed robber will stop them and attack them and collect his money, or sometimes the criminals will break his shop and took away his goods, and many other things happening to the man. But at a time, the man is walking with almost one leg because of accident, and at a time, and the man make a statement, and he said, "Nobody should call me Obinani again. As from today, my name is Ife Benof." That means let things stop happening to me because he has seen a lot. In the time inside of our we Igbos, people has humiliated us, stepped on us, dealt with us for no single reason. Millions were killed during 1970 1970. Nobody did anything. Nobody consoled us. Nobody sympathized us. Children die in the hands of their mother. Nobody say anything. Nobody consider us. Pregnant women died in front of their husband. Nobody said anything. The youth die in the hand of their mother and father. No, their parents are watching them die. They are helpless. Nothing to do about it. We should learn today. Both the Benue, both the Kaduna, both other tribes, because it is coming one after the other. I made an inference the other day. I will give an example where a house was burning in a big street. Everybody woke up and said, "Oh, this man's house is burning. It's better for his house to burn. That's good for him." Everybody went to his business. Before around afternoon, the whole people that has house in that street, they are hearing different news. They are telling them that all the street has got burnt, the whole houses. And they say no, it was so person's house that is got burnt. But truly before they could got back home, the whole street has got burnt. And everybody was crying. People were regretting. We would have joined hand in stopping this fire in this man's house. We would have looked for water to quench this fire in this man's house. We would have do something to stop this fire in this man's house. But now look at our foolishness. Look at our stupidity. Look at our greediness. Look at what hatred has done to us. This is exactly what is happening in Nigeria today. Long ago, I keep on saying it. People call me names. But today, everybody is saying it. But let me not say it, or I should say it, because God knows the heart of man. Only solution for this problem is to have justice for we the real Igbos. Because when you say somewhere speaking Igbo, somewhere writing Igbo, there is people who are that center, who in the center of that, who is that Igbo. Any other country in the world may speak Igbo, but there are people who are that Igbo. Until justice is done, until compulsion is made, until compensation is made, until apology is made, there is no two ways about it.
You know, Echosna, I want to remind you something, please. Let me remind you something before we continue. You remember, these are our people speaking Igbo, our real people in Benue. It was not and is not their fault that they are part and parcel of Benue State today. It was the Nigerian government after the Civil War that divided Igbos into very many parts and scattered us in different states to weaken our resolve. That is why you see some parts of Igbo in Benue, even some in Kogi, some even in Akwebom. That is the reason we cannot blame them. All we have to say is manage number.
Sorry, my brother, I'm not blaming anybody. Point of correction, sorry to say that I'm not blaming.
No, I didn't say you are blaming them. I'm just trying to say this is why they are there. Yes.
Thank you for that correction. Thank you for that correction. You know, after the war, there's what they call abandoned property. It is almost in every part of Nigeria. The houses, the land, the property that belongs to Igbos. And let me tell you something, my brother. When you see what belongs to your brother, if truly you love that your brother, you must point at it and talk about it. But when you don't talk about it, it means you are part of it, you want to share from it. And whatever you share from it, you will pay double more than others. Because that is what Igbo people call it Ibenne. Ibenne may not affect Thousand man, it may not affect Yoruba man, but it affects any Igbo man who go against his brother. But let me come back to what is happening, because like as you said, it is blood that is flowing. You know, like as I used to say before, when God is revenging, nobody can stop it. Nobody can, except those people that it's happening to. If they could cry unto God and confess their sin and forsake it, that will be the only solution. This thing that is happening today, has been there. Though, you know, what we used to say, he that committed crime in the night never know that day will break. I sympathize with them. I cry with them. But the truth remains that my cry, my sympathy will never do anything except them themselves know where they make that mistake and correct it. You know, there's not, if covering sin doesn't solve problem. Instead, you expose it, confess it, and forsake it, and God will forgive you. 3.5 million is not 300,000. It's not 350. It's 3.5. And the date, the cleaning is going on. Igbo people has good heart. That's why we are discussing it on this radio. If not, we wouldn't have been discussing it.
That is true. That is very, very true. You remember I said before that Igbos don't like seeing blood because we are not vultures or carnivorous human beings, or we don't do that. We see blood, we cover our eyes.
It is not in our culture.
And that is why God continues. Remember, that is why God continues to bless us, because we don't kill.
We don't. Yes, we don't. But those that, even the few of us that kills,
where are they now?
Taking the revenge.
They are facing the consequences.
Taking the revenge at the same time.
Of course.
So that is it. So what I'm going to say now, if the Benue people, because like people used to say, it is the person that is going to toilet that will go first, while people will follow them. If the Benue people need us, Let them come for us.
Okay, you make it brief
We
because
don't
we shall
have
still come back to you. Make it brief, we shall still come back to
yeah,
you.
we don't have weapons, we don't have anything, but we have the power from God to deliver them. If they should come to us in a official way, then we may know how to come inside. But for now, God is angry. Heaven is angry. Earth is angry. The land of Biafra land and the whole land is angry against the killers of his people. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much, Chezana. The message you have passed across is this: if Benue people want our assistance, they should come out officially and let us know. If not so, we remain aloof for reasons that they are reaping the aftermath of their own 1967-70 cultivation. Of course, that is true. There is something we have to understand. I keep on saying it. Those of us, those of you who have the third eye, if you are able to use your third eye and penetrate the spiritual realm, the spiritual world, you will discover that most of these people who are being killed in Benue State right now are reincarnates of our people they killed in Benue State on their way from north to Biafra land during that particular period. They massacred our people, and now those people they killed, their spirits reincarnated for them in Benue State and said, whatever you sow, that you shall reap. That is why it is happening. No action is complete until it reaches a starting point. Benue is reaping it, but now let us take a caller. Let us move down to Ghana. Now, Uche Diji, why these things are happening in Benue State? And considering the fact again that we are heading towards 2019, where we know certainly from security reports that these people would want to disrupt 2019 to make sure there is state of emergency, which will give Buhari the infinite power, the undisputable power to continue ruling Nigeria by decree. Do you think we are going to fold our arms and leave that to happen or let it happen? Or do we prepare for the ready day while as we're thinking on how to assist or otherwise the Benue people? Uche, what is your view?
Thank you, my able director. I don't know if my network is clear because I don't expect
Yeah, for now, for all I know now, it's very, very clear.
Okay. Like what our brother in the band Ekezola stated, I'm in support, in full support of that. In fact, God is doing us wonderful. I must confess. This is our long prayer that we gather all the tribe of the Biafran gathered at Okigwe and prayed that whatever you that is holding that entity, that company, that the British woman called Nigeria, whatever that is holding it shall be breaking to pieces. So I am very grateful that even the Pharaohs, there is a confusion in the camp of the Pharaohs. So I want them to continue until they're beginning to understand that to divide Nigeria is the best option. Because Nigeria is a certain place whereby if other tribes are building, other people are destroyed. Nigeria is in a certain place, an area that was drafted as a country, who the other tribe will prefer to employ other country to come to rule Nigeria. And because we are Igbos or we are Biafrans or they are from the north, Niger Delta, they do not merit to be a president of that country. So why am I going to be sorry to the country that is passing that kind of senseless situation? If it is a country that comes in unity, I believe such a taboo will not be happening in that country here. Nigeria is the only country you can see that anything happening, the president will tell them. Could you imagine? I don't know if President Buhari is the one that comment I'm reading on Facebook and other media that he would be a victim of being this hence. I believe that this is a way God is punishing the so-called Britain for them to understand that the time is due for our people to be liberated. Remember, in the Bible, in Egypt, when the time comes, God Himself brings anger upon the land of Egypt, so that even the Israelis who are very stubborn to be in Egypt will no longer consider to be in Egypt. They will have no option than to follow whom God sent Moses, whom God sent to rescue them. So I do
Let's,
believe
Uche,
that
Uche,
God
did you, Uche, hold on there. Uche, hold
have
it there,
come to
please.
rescue the people of God.
Uche, hold it there, please. Somebody is breathing into microphone there or speaker and is indeed echoing here. So everybody should please, if you're the one, stay a bit away from your phone if you want to breathe in because the vibration is here. Over to you, Uche Deji. But try and make it break because we shall still come back to you to give others the chance to say something because the number of people waiting here is much. Uche Deji.
Okay, thank you, my able moderator. So what I'm trying to say is there is no need to feel comfortable in a place where you know that it is like desert. In a place where you are being treated like a slave. In a place where democracy is not being practiced. In a place where you cannot be able to treat yourself when you are ill. In a place where is full of darkness and full of wickedness. Everyone is sucking blood in order to destroy the other tribe. So why should I support such a country that is not one country? That is a three country, a triple plate. The state that is
I think Uche,
married
service is failing your own
in
side
the
once again.
world history.
Uche, hold it
I
on.
understand that marriage is meant for two people. But Nigeria is a three group of tribes that made one Nigeria.
Okay, you
How
cut it
can
short.
that kind of marriage
Please
last?
try and cut it short because
Who
service
is
is
the
failing
wife
your own
and who
side.
is the man? So in a situation like this, we have to fall.
Yes, I said make it short, brief. Let me say because service is failing your own side.
Who said that yes, if they need our help, if the people in the Benin State who thought they are evils, if they need our help, let them write a letter and do this to come for their help. So I believe it's happening in Nigeria for the Western world to come for our help and make sure that Biafra is free in a short time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Of course, we have to welcome Chinedu Frank, who is watching. Ugeni Samuel Ihani, of course, is there. Ruben Akpede is there. Uchenna Raphael is there equally. As well as Chukwemeka Mbono. Now, the discussion centers on Benue. Are we going to help or do we leave them to their own fate and prepare in case of any dangerous incursion from that axis? What we are saying is this. As soon as these people finish overrunning Benue State, they are going to find see Biafra as a terminal point. Remember, they have said it long ago that they are going to dip the Quran in the Atlantic Ocean. Are we going to give them access to the Atlantic Ocean? 1,000 times no. We are here appraising the situation, discussing the fate that is befalling Benue people by way of retributive justice, and then know how to prepare ourselves for the rainy day. From Ghana, let us move down to Biafra land. Sonny, what do you have to say?
Yeah, thank you, my brother. This is Sonny Baba from Biafra land. I want to use this. what is happening to Nigeria, this reason why we wanted to be liberated so possible. How do you think it not start today?
The service
When
is not
some
flowing
God,
there clear. Service is not flowing from your end clear. You may have to adjust your position, please.
okay, can you hear me well now?
It's better.
Okay. As I'm saying, Nigeria problem did not start today. Why the nation must be divided? With the too much increasing every day by day in every part of the country. Now, look at the way they are wasting enough resources. And the solution of all these things is to split Nigeria into six. Let everybody have it and mend their ways. That's the important thing. All these we are Nigerians with Nigerian in situation let's say like 80 years overtake western of one edge of
So
the
service is not
people
better. Service is not clear at all. That service is not clear. You may have to adjust here. And please, every other person should tone down the volume of their cells. Something is echoing from where I don't know. Please, if there is a generator behind you or somewhere close to you, you may have to close the windows or the doors to make sure the sound is not penetrating to disturb us, please.
can you hear me my brother?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. The thing is too much. The solution for all these things is also everybody to go on the field and work for the good of their people. So there is nothing to make Nigeria to repeat again. The nation today. Situation by the president, the forces cannot protect the life of the national. Imagine going into the hospital to wash hands and kill it. So that's to tell you is uncontainable. No more. They have no regard for crime. Why must we continue as the one nation? The best thing is to for every one of us, we just divide Nigeria, let us have this. It's enough for all this nonsense. Because it's a nonsense. Every people are being killed. In the space of from January to but 2,000 people have killed in Benue State. And we put it in a nation. And we have a president. And we say we have for that. So the best thing is that we need to nation. That is what we are seeking for. And this is the reason why Ojukwu started the struggle to liberate those from Nigeria. Because there is no future. For us to have no future. So why are we still wasting time? So the best thing that everybody has to talk about is what they need about the liberation, talk about the country, so that we can have our life. There is nothing we can do about it. We start out to say we don't want Nigeria as a nation again. And the best way for us to fight and have our separate way. Build our own want to build our own country, build our look at not only time Nigeria is going down, both economically. I was surprised to read that the net of Ethiopia is now fast the most fastest growing economy in Africa. So today, Nigeria will keep on going down in every aspect. And what is it? So we cannot that will keep on decreasing. So the best thing is for us to go our separate way. But yeah, that's the thing. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much. What you are stating in unambiguous terms is that since Nigeria is not working religiously, we are different. Historically, we are different. Linguistically, we are different. Culturally, different. Religiously, different. Why then merge us together to create this confusion year in, year out? The best option is let us go home let us go our separate ways for the sake of peace. If not so, when this fire will start burning, the consequences will be very, very terrible. This is what we are saying. A little bit of Biafra music.
Lord, Ignatius, even Medeve was Umekokele Obosumeni, Obonomora Bunopono, Kingas, Group of Companies Limited. I can never do the materials. I was the big and even Nukuma. She will make any Unukuma. One of Uboka. Yellow was steady to a bit. Chairman, Chief Executive, Mandevos, Group of Companies Limited. Please, Arrow Agency, Reynolds and Distillers Limited.
Thank you very much, Oliver, the cook, wherever you are. May your spirit continue to rest in the bosom of the Lord for giving us this particular wonderful music coming from Biafra land. From there, let us move down to Port Harcourt. Valentine Mugoji. Do you think we shall sympathize with the Benue people, not minding the atrocities they committed against us during the 67-70 period? Or do you think we shall go and assist them? Don't forget that after Benue, the march is towards Biafra land. Shall we begin now to put our house in order, preparatory for the coming day? What are your views? Valentine Mugoji from Port Harcourt.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Good evening, fellow Biafrans. All welcome to I want to say this. If you look at the Nigerian setting, you know that from the day one of the amalgamation, we have most in Nigeria. And, we, the Igbos or Biafrans, regions, are the people that are keeping Nigeria one. Let's say, for instance, if you go to the north, you see the presence of one Nigerian Igbo man or the man from the eastern region. He will buy land, build houses, set up his companies, and what have you. You go to the Yoruba land, you will see him. He will buy land, he will build houses, build companies, set up his business, what have you. Relax. But when you come to the eastern region, you will not see a house built by the Yoruba. You will not see a house built by the Yoruba man. Right, the Yoruba man will be either the manager of Chevron or the manager of Shell or the manager of all the land. You will see the Hausa man doing his
Please, gentlemen, those of you who are hooked on, sorry, Valentine, hold on, please. Valentine, hold on, please. Gentlemen, I have to advise those of you logged on through Facebook Messenger, check your various backgrounds. Much noise is coming from there and distracting the free flow of the Valentine discussion. Please check your various backgrounds and check yourselves.
Put their
Please.
phone on mute, please.
We have
Mute
advised them several
their
times.
phone, please.
I don't know why some people still can't take ordinary instruction. Mute everything to enable Valentine tell us his mind. Valentine, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Moderator. Like I was saying, you will see the Hausa man carry the trailer of his money on his carrot, nama, or what he has. At night, he will sleep inside his trailer. He doesn't have a time of buying a plot of land to build what? For what? For who? Because he knows that Nigeria is not one. The Yoruba man will not build in the eastern region because he knows that Nigeria is not one. But the Igbo man has one Nigeria in Accra. If a man will build in Hausa land, even in bigger villages in Hausa land, the fine houses you see there are owned by people men. Most of the companies you see, most of the businesses are owned by those from the eastern region. That is why when you see an Hausa man, he tells you that anything that happens is not his business. Even as you're talking about Biafra now, they tell you that they.
I don't know. Somebody still is leaving his microphone loud. Could you please help us? If this noise continues, I have to disconnect from that axis, please. Check. Somebody is listening to this same time, or you might have to use earphone, please. Back to you, Valentine. I'll make it break, please.
Okay. So the Hausa man feels it that he has nothing to lose. So all they do is set up their business here, or even if it's those that do oil business and the rest of it, they channel it straight to their place. They don't care. That is why now when you see if they set up a dry port in Kaduna where there is no sea, so that everything will come down here, they are interested in your cash. They want to render you, they want you to face bankruptcy, so that when they begin to attack you, you have something to defend yourself. But we are not going to allow that. We are going to start from now to start engaging ourselves to keep ourselves equipped on the future, on what is going to happen. Because after Benue, the next place is Enugu, which is Eastern region. I heard that those house was bombed today. We don't know who bought it. For now, those that bombed it are unknown. So we will be ready. Because if it happens and you are ready, you might be taken unaware. Once you are taken unaware, it is not good for us. So, one Nigeria, to me, there is nothing like one Nigeria. The amalgamation of 1914 is the all we are talking about.
Somebody, excuse me, please. Why can't people take simple instruction? Why do you touch objects, noisy objects there, distracting the free flow of our discourse? Why can't we suspend temporarily whatever we are doing until we finish this program? Or if you feel what you are doing is so urgent, then please, for dear God's sake, you get disconnected and let us move on.
Why not mute? Why not mute? The person should mute.
We have advised them several times. Okay, maybe what I have to do beyond this hour is to recreate another particular forum whereby we shall be connecting our people, and I have to make it clear that whoever disturbs, I have to get the one disconnected. Now I'm hearing somebody leaving it. God help us. Valentine, please continue and make it brief. Let us fast.
Okay, sir. So what I am saying is that all hands should be on deck. We all shall come out to make sure we fight for our the sovereignty of Biafra. Everybody all hands should be on deck, but we should keep ourselves equipped in case if something happens. In case if these people crosses Benue and start coming into Biafra land, in case they think of coming to shed the blood of Biafra, we are not going to allow that. The JSD, Ifrafu was written, has told us that he is going to protect Biafra land, that he is not going to allow the House of Fulani or whosoever to intrude into our territory. And we all stand behind him. So what I want to say is this: every man, every woman should be equipped. Everybody should either you get a cutlass or you get one thing or the other that you will use to defend yourself in case of difficulty. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Valentine, for that particular advice to our people. Yes, we must be prepared to defend ourselves. We are not sounding aggressive, we are rather sounding defensive. Anything that we are going to have in our possession shall be for defensive purpose. Of course, Ohurago Felix, we welcome you. You are telling us hello. We are equally telling you welcome. Of course, Ajib Baba Said is there. Ishaq Isaac, Azibo James Nwoke, who again, a lot of them. Okay, someone is back. So we welcome all of you. Tell us your mind, of course. You can put down in writing. Whatever you say, we are going to discuss it right away. We are here addressing our people, giving them information, taking their ideas. What are we going to do in the event of any provocation from the Hausa Fulani people? What are we going to do? These are the things we are discussing. Let us move down to Benue State. Uchenna Okeke, tell us your views.
All right, please. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yes, go on.
All right. Thank you very much. This is Uchenna Okeke from Makodi. I think the point of our discussion this evening is: should we move down to Benue State and defend the people of Benue State against the Fulani militia Maluda, so who has taken it upon themselves to come and destroy the peaceful state of Benue State? I would like to respond with this story in Igbo land, which says we don't see the reason why you as a boyfriend should cry for the death of a woman. If you overcry, it will look as if you look suspicious, as if you are the one that killed the lady or the woman in question. So I would like to say that I don't see the reason why we should come down to Benue State, moving off front. They should, just like our brother, one of our correspondents from Japan said, Echozona, they should come for us, and with a lot of apology, because our ears are itching to hear from them, to apologize to the people of Eastern region on what they did to them during the 1967 to 70 Holocaust. It was terrible. And as we are speaking now, the people, the elder statesmen in this state, they are not saying anything in respect to that. And we are here crying on their behalf, talking on their behalf. This is to tell you, the world, that this is Biafra for you. We are peace-loving people. Despite what has transpired between us and Nigeria, which Benue State in particular has the larger number of the soldiers are there, and still yet we have them at heart. We are not saying this just because we are afraid of the Fulani herdsmen and their militias from foreign militias which are imported. We are not afraid of them. We are defensively ready to combat anybody of any kind, no matter the name they give themselves to attack. But what we are still saying is that let the Benue people come first of all, make a move. I want to tell you that as at 2015, Benue State, I am telling you this because I am right here in Benue State. If you keep an Igbo man and keep Hausa man as at 2015, if you keep Igbo man, keep Hausa man, give Tibi man, a Benue State man, a gun to shoot, believe you me, he will gun down Igbo man times double times. That is the kind of people we are crying and trying to defend. These are the people, even as it stands now, they never recognize, because what they are seeing is boldly written in their face. They don't know the next step to take. So, my people, we don't need to overcry more than the people that is having the pain. Let them cry and let us hear. Since the governor himself, they are not doing anything. TV have not said anything since. So what do you want to do? What do you want the Biafrans, the Igbos, what do you want us to do? To bring war to them? If they will not come and apologize and ask for help, then I don't see the reason why we should be worrying ourselves over them. Just that it is, we sympathize with the killings which they themselves did themselves in 1967. They never sympathized with us. They wanted us to be eliminated. They want us to be wiped away in the surface of the earth. But just like Oracle, just like as we have said, we are not going to take a revenge of that. But as Christians, we have to sympathize, and that is what we are doing. We can only hang on the fence to sympathize with them. If they take a serious move, then we can take up from there. But if they are not taking any move, today the governor will go and dine with their rightful enemy. And they want solution to come. Ponongo is not talking. What solution to come? What do we do? The governor will go to a place where Fulani man killed his people. He will tell them that they should go and look for stone and fight their enemy. Is that what we are talking about on how to defend them? So, please, I wouldn't be of the opinion to come, the Biafrans to come and defend them. Let them make a move first, then we come behind. Thank you. That's my submission.
Thank you so much, Uchenna Okeke, talking to us from Benue State, where exactly it is happening. Ozronye Francis is writing in saying, there will be no peace in Nigeria unless Biafra goes. Unless Biafra is freed, there will be no peace in Nigeria, and they will continue to experience plagues. That is coming from Ozronye Francis. Of course, Valentine spoke previously. He is now saying that our Commander-in-Chief, let me use that expression at least for the first time, much as we have not been pronouncing it, Chief Dr. Rafu Wazike has said that he is ever prepared to defend the Biafra land against the incursion of any vandal herd. Take it or leave it. That is a statement coming from Chief Dr. Rafu Wazike. He will not allow anybody from outside quarters to come and intrude into our sanctity or try to, defile our motherland, Biafra. No, we shall say no to that and resist it strongly. This is what Valentine from Port Harcourt is reminding us. Of course, Paul Onongo is there, only talking, not acting. I thought he was once a war general. I thought he threatened that in the event of any further attack some time ago, he would march on Benue people into battlefield. What is he waiting for? Maybe he is planning the whole thing with his own God. David Mark is there in Abuja, collecting salary upon salary every month, taking extra costs and what have you. His people are dying, and he's always saying enough is enough. Awude Ogbe is a minister from Benue State. What is he doing? Moving from place to place, encouraging the herdsmen into killing his own people. What of Jerry Ghana? All of them from Benue State. What are they doing? We might sympathize with them, but not to cry more than they bereave, because we cannot be holier than the Pope. No. Today, in Imo State of Biafra land, Yakubu Gowon was there to pray, to attend church services at the State House. Nigeria prays. While Benue State is burning, while women are being ripped off of their babies, children are being beheaded, fathers are being killed, brothers and sisters are being mowed down, Gowon could not enter Benue State cowardly. He went down to Imo State, that is very, very peaceful. Gowon, being a coward, even though he was hurriedly made a general, remember, Biafrans would sing during the Civil War. Gowon amara akwụkwọ manobu colonel. I think so, Landami. Ejirege egwu, ọmadi akwụkwọ, ọmadi exam ọ pasịrị, mana ọwụ colonel n'amị. Asambana. Why? Just like Buhari that never passed any exams. Today he is there. Oh my God, what a country! Gowon left Plateau State. Gowon left Benue State where it is happening. Instead of going there to commiserate with the people of Benue State, he went down to Imo State, where he killed our brothers and sisters in the years yore. To do what? Gowon can never be forgiven until he reaps the adverse effects of what he did to my own people. Let him pray till thy kingdom come. It is all vanity upon vanity. Let me tell you, the Lord will say, they honor me with their lips, but their minds are far away from me. Of course, it's true. Why just go on say Nigeria, which Nigeria praise? When people are crying, when people are bereaved, you say Nigeria praise. Who is a person praying? That person that is crying. How can you tell us that he or she is praying? No. Gowon should go back to Benue State where he mobilized soldiers and officers during the civil holocaust to kill my people. Let him go there. Benue people need more prayer than the Imo people. We know how to pray. We know how we commune and communicate with our own God. Don't forget that very many years, let me say, 50 years ago, the Biafrans had no hospital because Nigerians destroyed everything. So 50 years ago, we had no houses because Nigerian vandals burned our houses down. Of course, you know, 50 years ago, there were no schools in Biafra land. Some 50 years ago, we had nothing to show for it. No single industry, no better roads, nothing. Some 50 years ago, we were like exiles in our fatherland. Some 50 years ago, there was no country again called Biafra. But today, we are singing boldly that this is our nation, our native land, given to us by God. Biafra is the name. Some 50 years ago, all these infrastructures were not there. But God, in His own infinite mercy, was able to make us allow us to survive. Today, we are the survivors, and we are moving on. We carry every day where we go the blessings and the sparks of the infinite divinity. And no man shall take that particular gift away from us. We are a choosing race. Udeze once said it. Anybody that God is punishing, if you put your hand, you get punished at the same time. Let us withdraw our hands and allow Benue people to repeat. After all, before this time around, Paul Unongo was the chairman of Northern Elders Forum. He once said that Buhari should cross IPOB. Buhari should crush the Igbo people. Buhari should crush Biafra because we are trying to assert our right to self-determination. Few months after he said that, Nemesis struck and Benue people are crying. Instead of Buhari fighting Biafra, instead of Buhari crushing IPOB, Buhari is now fighting and crushing Benue State. Let it roll. That is what they planted. Let them repeat. As Christians, we can only say, God, forgive them. Let them be forgiven, but they take up their bags and go home and sin no more. This is what we are saying. Sunday Oti, are you there with us? Sunday Oti, are you still with us? Okay, I've lost him. Let me see. Mike Okaha, are you there with us?
Oracle, I'm here.
Sunday Oti, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Okay, now let us hear you. What contributions do you have to make in this regard? Do you want Biafrans to laugh, not to laugh in way, to leave Benue and then prepare ourselves waiting for the flood because they must surely come? Already, let me tell you, every day, every hour, I get information from here and there. Information continue to filter in. Today, or rather yesterday, I got information that more than 10,000 mercenaries from Chad, Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, Sudan, Northern Cameroon are everywhere in southern part of Nigeria. They are well armed. They are rather waiting for any instruction before they start unleashing the mayhem. This is the security report. We are telling our people, if you suspect anybody, any stranger, you don't know his mission, anybody you see that is not of your own stock, that is not of the Hebrew blood, please report immediately. We are telling the bim-massob family, any other group agitator in this particular struggle, to make sure that you equip your members with a walkie-talkie. Equip your members with walkie-talkie. So that anytime they discover any suspicious character, they have to alert everybody, and at once we shall form a circle to make sure that such a vandal should not escape unscathed. This is what we are going to do. We are not carrying out any aggression, but we are there to defend ourselves. But in the course of defending ourselves, we shall not hesitate to decapitate any enemy that would like to behead us. Remember, self-defense is nature's eldest law. In every given law, local, communal, or international, if you kill anybody who wants to kill you, the law will free you. If any herdsman, Boko Haram, mercenary would come to Biafra land to kill our people, gentlemen, fellow Biafrans, contemporaries, get the person killed and let the one be buried in a shallow grave unmourned. This is the situation of things. But we shall not carry aggression into any foreign territory. No, we would not like to trespass. But if anybody should cross the red line, entering our own domain, we are going to teach the person a lesson. This is what we are saying. Valentine, or rather, Sunday Oti, back to you.
Yeah, Oracle, thank you very much. In fact, you have even touched some of the areas that I wanted to. But still, I'll start on existing protocols. I want to thank everybody that has spoken, and everybody got it right. But I want to sound this as a note of warning. They should know that we are not cowards. First of all, coming to the Benue people, they are just reaping what they sow. So I wouldn't advise anybody to go and help them. Meanwhile, they have not cried for help. We are waiting, which they will still cry. We are waiting to hear that. Until then, let me reserve my comment. Then on the issue of Fulani herdsmen, it is just that our leader tied us and didn't allow us to shake. But I am telling you and the entire world that whenever he asks us to he don't want to see these people around here, forget about what we are going to do. It is just an account case. It's not boasting. We are not afraid of anybody. In the time of old, our forefathers fought with almost the whole world, and nothing happened. Our leader, my president, said that the Fulani herdsmen that you are hearing about, they are no more than 3 million. So we are not afraid. We are waiting for them to come and dip that Quran into the Atlantic Ocean. We are waiting for them. And that will be their Red Sea. Definitely, history must repeat itself. That Red Sea is waiting for them. And like our people said, so definitely they must surely come and they will meet their Red Sea. I don't want to talk much. This is where I work.
Thank you very much. Yeah, indeed. That is true. I am quite certain that the Fulani people are doomed for destruction. That is why, remember that in trying to possess everything, one might lose everything. Now that we have been feeding these parasites, now that we have been feeding these people, and they are not contented with the stealings that have been taken from Biafra land, they now want the owner of the land, they want the landlord to back out for a stranger to take over. It has never happened, and it can never happen that way. If any Fulani person or group of persons are contemplating that they will overrun Biafra land and take over our possession, they must be living in fanciful delusion. They must be living in fanciful delusion. Let us make bold to say, if they should try to make any unnecessary incursion into Biafra land, they shall have themselves to blame, and we shall make sure that after clearing them from our land, we are going to undertake forward movement, marching down like battering ram any known and unknown obstacle until the Fulani will cease to exist in that particular geographical expression called Lugard, Nigeria. This is what we are saying. For the very fact that we continue to preach peace does not mean that we don't know how to defend ourselves. Remember, in the Latin original they say, "Si vis pacem bellum para." In other words, if you want peace, prepare for war. We want peace. And for the sake that we are the disciples or messengers of peace, we would leave our borders open. No, we must make sure we protect all our borders. We must make sure we keep our eyes open. We must make sure, like hell, we protect our brood from the kites. We must make sure that we would not allow any enemy to come and make a repeat of 1967-70. It doesn't happen that way. No one person loses all the time. No one person gains all the time. It has to be a 50-50 affair. And being a 50-50 affair, we are telling the Fulani vendors, they should concentrate on their catchment zone. Those of you who wrote JAMB, you understand what I mean. They should concentrate on their catchment zone. Do with Benue what you will, because that is what Paul Lunongo bargained for. He cannot cry because he's now ashamed to come over to Biafra land and say, help us. He wanted Buhari to crush us. Buhari threw the arrow. The arrow could not find a victim, a target, because the hands of Biafrans are quite clean. We are innocent of anything they are accusing us. This particular messenger of peace thunder had to go back with his particular messages now down to Benue State, where it is now unleashing its terror, power and violence. Who has to blame us? Not anybody, because we suffered the same experience as of that time. They were laughing at us, trying to glory in the philosophy of one not one destiny. Today, it is no longer one not. Today, it is no longer one destiny. Different not, different destinies, and this is what we are experiencing today. We cannot continue to cry for the bereaved. Let us take a little bit of music to thank the Almighty Jehovah that while you are protecting us, the enemy is reaping the effect of it all. So that beyond this particular day, they shall come out repentant and begin to know that you, dear Jehovah, is the maker of all things. Let us hear Oliver the Cook.
Aromatic snaps. Aromatic Ship Oscar. There you go, no comfort. Shuguman Koyaneme. Otumba Sala of the Laroku. Yes, one. Patrick looking over. The end of Promotions Limited. Every Chiriga. At what level one of our packet? Japan Motors and Car Accessories Limited. Akanelo one at the Mano. Yano Dozakiano. Ship Mrs. Chinyere Idiga. Ship Judo Kashiku. One of Umpasi. Do that. Good. Ship Madaya Sarajaka. Oranges. Dura Mubarako Basia. Ship Maya Ekwa Nobana on this dog. The Max International Limited. Akanelu Banadima. Alfonso Sukebulem. Osia Kagwaba for small. Otikwa de Tinatitio. Mamu Galileo. Charles says Udogo.
Thank you very much. We continue to take that music brief by brief because we still have a lot of things to discuss. Now, some people are saying for us to effect a definite change in Nigeria, we should not carry arms. Rather, we should go and possess our voters' card, what is popularly called in Nigeria PVC. There are different schools of thought. Let me welcome Tochukwu Anyika, of course, John Victory, Ikechukwu Ejiofor, Stanley Irobi, John Bosco, Okudere, of course, is there. Jeku Okafor is there. Kennedy Kanayo, Biafra for Nnamdi. I don't know who is the person. And Kenneth Nwosu is there, of course. This is a Biafra for, I don't know whether Nnamdi Biafra so. So we welcome all of you, wherever you are and whoever you are and wherever you are. We welcome all of you for being part of this particular broadcast. Now, some people are saying, if you want to effect some changes in the polity, you should go and get your voters card, popularly known as PVC. Others are saying no, that we have to ignite something before we shall be taken serious. Of course, we are coming from a family that is known for non-violence. Even though deep down in our blood, left alone, we shall be loose and do something that will confound the human imagination. But we must obey our peaceful leader, Chief Dr. Rafu Wazirike. But then, to those people who are trying to argue to the contrary will say, now let me give you a little bit of this historical, rundown. For 38 years, Togolese people struggled with their voters card to remove President Gasimbe Eyadema. But the more they tried, the more they failed. This man, when he was alive, continued to rig himself back to power until nature took his toll and he died. Of course, until his death in 2005, he ruled this particular small country in West Africa, Togo, in spite of the fact that people rejected him using the voters card. In other words, voters card could not help them. Look, I'm trying to give you analysis now for you to know how you argue when it comes to this particular point. So, after his own death anyway, his own son, Fore Gasimbe, took over power. Up till now, his son is still there, manipulating himself back to power, despite people voting against him with PVC. In other words, for more than 50 years, only Gasimbe Eyadema and his son, Fore Gasimbe Eyadema, have been in power. People have tried severally to protest using their PVC, but up to now, no effect had been experienced. What a miserable life. Let us move from Togo. Let us go to Zaire. Mobutu Sese Seko, everybody knows, was there. He took over power in Zaire in 1965, everybody knows, as a dictator after killing Patrice Lumumba. He later became a Democrat, and instead of open democracy, he unified all political parties under himself. People had their voters card, of course, but it was just a name, another useless adventure. It took a combined, of course, everybody knows the history. It only took a combined military intervention from Rwanda and Uganda to topple him. Of course, in his place, they had to put, what's his name again? Laurent Kabila. Up to today, the man Laurent Kabila did not last long because he was killed barely few months after he removed Mobutu Sese Seko. His own son took over. And ever since then, his own son has been ruling that particular country, despite the fact that people have been voting and voting and voting and voting. And the PVC has not made any particular impact when it comes to changes. Take an example in Nigeria, of course. In Nigeria, it's not even how people voted that determine the result. INEC is always there to manipulate it because the power that be has all the resources to do and undo. Let us move down from Zaire. Once again, I move down to Gabon. Of course, the president of Gabon then, Theodore Obiang Nguema Mosongo of Malabo. No, sorry, I'm talking of Malabo now. He's still there since 1979. Despite the fact that people have been protesting, he still remained there. Despite the fact that people have been using their voters card, he still remains there. What of Omar Bongo? Let us go to Gabon. The man was there for several years. He could not hand over power, even though people used their PVC, voted and voted and voted until he died. His own son, the Biafran adopted child Of course, don't forget that the president of Gabon today is a Biafran boy who was adopted by the then president Omar Bongo, during the Civil War. Today, that Igbo boy, Igbo chap, that Biafran person is the president of Gabon. So ever since then, he has been in power, having taken over from his foster father. Let me give you just only few of the examples. Of course, this man, Paul Biya, is there. He has been lording over Cameroonians, despite the fact that they have been protesting using their PVC. What has happened? Nothing. The situation is the same thing. Now, people are saying that the only option, this is a school of thought, saying that they want violence, they want something to be ignited to draw the attention of the international community and to force Nigerian government to succumb to our own demand. But then there are people who are saying no, no, and no. That most of the people who are preaching violence live abroad with their families. In the event of any conflagration, who is going to fight? Those of you who read Isaku Drarala by T. Ubesie would have come across a particular chapter where they say, oh my God, Gog, oh my God, Gog. And the very woman who was saying, oh my God, Jog, and with the child, in the event of any war, oh my God, Gog, oh my God, Gaya. So don't be surprised that most of the people who are preaching violence are living abroad, like myself here, living abroad. So some people will say, let there be violence, but in the event of any particular given catastrophe, many will die and we only come back to take possession. No, we don't want war. Instead, we are going to involve ourselves in unreserved civil disobedience, boycotting possibly whatever that is boycottable, whatever that has Nigeria's imprint or footprint. We are going to boycott. We are going to devise other sources of sabotaging that particular country to make sure that they catch conversion, to make sure that things are crippled. But for us to carry arms, we say no, because we don't have the necessary wherewithal. We don't have the seaport. Of course, we have the seaport and the airport, but we are not in control. They have taken possession everywhere. Even in the security apparatus, they are everywhere. We have nothing. And that is why we are saying we shall continue to protest until one day we shall shout round the city of Jericho, round the wall of Jericho 7 good times. When we would have shouted and marched round the wall of Jericho 7 times, that wall, that Nigeria shall collapse. This is the instruction that is being given by the Almighty Providence. We shall not carry arms, but like Udeze said, we are gifted in nature, and whenever we cry to Almighty Jehovah, He has never failed to answer us. This is the expression of things. PVC might not help us, that is true, because they continue to rig themselves back into power. But we are saying that there shall be a time when nature shall take its toll, when the predator shall become the prey, and the prey shall become the predator. There might be a time when the goat shall develop the teeth to consume or to devour the animal. No particular species has total dominance over the particular territory where it exists. No. There is and there should be a balance of power. There must be a balance of power where you have some, you lose some, you lose some, you gain some. That's the special of things. Back to Biafra music. Oliver the Cook once again.
Charlie Rolls Royce, Charlie's for West Africa Limited, she ran you up on walk out your Tony, Blanco, Industries Limited, Tura, Edule, Tura, so. Galimaka, she was so calabu. Woman who got the second in Nukuma. Nigeria Limited,
So, we are there always, and we shall not relent. We shall not relent, like people are saying, until Biafra is achieved. And in no distant time, Biafra is going to be achieved. How are we going to make sure that Biafra does not go a begging when it comes? Remember, we have always told our people it is quite obvious that while we seek peace, our enemies, our neighbors do not want peace. They are doing everything possible to provoke us into civil conflict. Are we going to respond adequately? In the event of responding adequately, how are we going to sustain ourselves? How and on what do we lay our hands on to make sure that we teach these people, these intruders, a lesson they will keep, regretting all the days of their life? What are we going to do? We are still on the march towards Biafra. Tell us your views, tell us your mind. The Benue people are still there. As I'm talking now, I keep on receiving information that the killing has been renewed, and in some villages now, people are running helter-skelter. That is the situation of things in Benue State now. Things are no longer the same. Things have indeed fallen apart. There is no leader in Nigeria. What we have rather is an absentee president. Absentee president, that is what we have. Anything can happen in Nigeria, the president doesn't want to know. Insofar as he is not on the receiving end, insofar as he is the person indirectly or directly sponsoring him. Then don't forget, Babangida 2 days ago was able to make it abundantly clear that Mr. Muhammad Buhari of Nigeria is the head and the leader of the Boko Haram fundamentalists. What else are we talking about? Who is deceiving who? Right now, as it was announced by some of our members, of course, I got the information in the early afternoon, that a group of unknown persons threw in explosive gadgets inside the compound of Nyangodo, Ohaneze chieftain, and got a segment of that particular compound destroyed. So it is quite unfortunate. We have to condemn such dastardly acts. We would want to warn our people. Let us make it abundantly clear. Perhaps we are going to come out with a press statement in the coming days. We would not, let me make it abundantly clear to any group that would want to destabilize Biafra internally. If you are a particular group in Biafra land, you have been over the years shouting and clamoring Biafra. When it is time for us to think Biafra, you don't have the wherewithal to talk again, because all the necessary monies contributed for necessary things have been siphoned into private pockets. You cannot convince us. You cannot use problems in Biafra land to hide from giving account of that particular money. We are warning everybody. We are not suspecting anybody. We are not pointing any accusing finger on any particular group. But we are certain that there's an enemy within. It is an inside job. We are stating that it is an inside job, much as we are not certain who did it. But we are warning our people most abundantly, clearly, unambiguously. If you think you can come to Biafra land and create confusion, try to destabilize it, to give the enemy opportunity to take us unawares, we shall say no to that. What they are trying to do is to create confusion in Biafra land, having been paid by the Nigerian government in the course of trying to contain the confusion or the conflagration in Biafra land. We become distracted, and the enemies will swoop on us, taking us unawares, killing us. Why they will now come back to pretend as if they are making peace? Let us warn, we shall not tolerate any Biafran group or individual trying to destabilize Biafra, to give the enemy an opportunity to take us unawares. If we discover, let everybody hear it now, if we discover that any particular individual or individuals or group or groups are involved in this dastardly act, we are going to muster all our resources to send them back to their ancestors. Enough is enough. Let everybody take note of this. If we discover that any group in Biafra land or individual is behind this dastardly act, trying to bring confusion in Biafra land, we are going to mobilize all the resources and forces within our reach and make sure that we give such persons or persons real capital punishment that in the life after, the person will get to be a Biafran. Forewarned is forearmed. Let those who want to engage in this foolishness beware. If federal government is trying to sponsor you to destabilize Biafra land, tell them no. But if this particular stupidity is coming from the outside, we know how to contain it. Forewarned is forearmed. Echezona, are you still there? You heard that Nyawodo's house was burned today. Do you have anything to say to that effect? And if it is so, what do you think? Echezona.
Yeah, I heard about it, and you know, like as Igbo people used to say that Mbese also Sunyazo Bonwa Hidime. You know, a lot of people has been threatening Nyawodo, wishing him bad. So in this case, such people should be the first people to suspect. Then also Nyawodo also should ask himself a question if he's doing it good, if he's going right or wrong. Because I'm not supporting anybody doing it wrong or going against Igbo people. If he's doing it right, let's leave the matter for God. But if he's doing it wrong, as I normally say, karma is karma. Karma doesn't have two types. It doesn't have sympathy. Igbo say, no Ojiofor Ghana. So if his hand is clean, those that do it will not go free. They must surely pay for it one day. As it is happening in Benue State today, they are paying for their evil, and no, even Bible said that even if the hand join together, that a sinner will never go unpunished. So that is what I have to say about that. Again, I want to say something about the voters card you mentioned. You know, sometimes before somebody say, I don't want to eat again, it shows that that person has been eating before. He has eaten a lot, and before he said he doesn't want to eat again. But he who has never eaten before, saying that he doesn't want to eat again, that should be regarded as madness. I have to make it clear. Only truth can set us free. Sometimes this is the time we need to tell ourselves the pure truth, the hardcore truth. Igbo people never vote before. Let me put it this way. We see this voting as a joke. We never take it serious. We never even practice. Like there are millions upon millions of us in old age, in this old age, that has never touched voters card, not to talk of voting. Mostly election day is always a day we go to a restaurant and be eating, drinking in beer parlor, playing ball on the street. The youth who are mature to vote. So if we're talking about rigging of election, if we're talking about underage voting in the north, we should first of all blame ourselves, because we are not challenging those rubbish. We have never voted before, not to talk about boycott, not to talk about whatever they call it, or how they manipulate it. Again, you mentioned some countries in Africa, but I want to make it one very big clear. Nigeria is bigger than that. Nigeria has gone beyond that level. The Obasanjo would have done that because he requested for 10 tenor, which he failed. Now it is Buhari turn. Let me make one point clear. This complaint about people that used to complain is getting out of hands. It's totally getting out of hands. And when somebody fails, try to find a way to correct yourself. Try to stand up. When people know and when a man fall and fail to rise, that's where problems start. But when a man falls and rise again, the journey continues. We always like to find excuses, mostly when we fail. It's just like a football game. When they give you somehow penalty, you play it and you are smiling, you are celebrating. But when they give it to the other team, you see fault in it. It's not supposed to be a penalty. The person does not fall inside the 18, this and that. But when they give it to you, you celebrate and enjoy it. Let me put it clear. When Jonathan go for the after finishing the 2 years of Yaradua, when he went in 2011, he won. Whether by rigging, or whether by digging, or whether by crashing, or whether by underage vote, nobody cares. Jonathan went there for 4 years. Now it is Buhari turn. We know how our people can prepare for Buhari to bring him up there. Both people who campaign indirectly in the name of no election in Biafra land, in the name of prophecy, or this and that. And Buhari is there today. My question is this: this Buhari has been contested for 3 consecutive times. 2011, 2003, 2007, and 2011, and he failed. My question is this: where is this underage voters that vote him in now? Where are they? Where are those people there? Or does it mean that they don't exist in 2003, in 2007, and 2011? Where are those there? What they call it? Underage voters card. We love giving excuses instead of finding solution. Then now that Buhari is there, we are talking about boycotting of election, this and that, which I am 100% sure that it will not help us. Because no matter how we do it, except the entire tribes in Nigeria stand for no election. But if one particular tribe is standing on it, it is a joke. What we have not done before, you have to do it and see the result, whether you fail or you succeed. All we need to do, as my own opinion, we come out and vote massively as we never do before. Then and see the result. Because when, as I said earlier, when you have not done something, never you say that you will not do it again. Because you have not done it already. You have never tried it before. Except when you try it and it fails. If our youth that is up to age to vote come out to vote massively, my brother will be counting our vote in millions. When we, for example, if we know that we have 5 million people in Nnewi, and that 5 million people, or let's say 4 million people register for voting, then at the end of the day, the INEC, if the INEC was telling us that all our votes and all of us vote, that 4 million that has a card voted. If at the end of the day, if INEC will be telling us that all our vote is 2.5 million, now we have the chance and the right to stand and ask what happened to the other 1.5 million votes, because all of us vote. But when nobody votes, few people in a family of 10, 3 people vote. In a village of 1 million people, 50,000 people vote. How are you going to count it? They will defeat you. Forget about all this. A cow is voting and the cattle is voting in North. Don't we have cow in our communities? Don't we have cattle? It is time we start challenging our enemies and stop complaining. Like as I said before, I repeat it today. When during the day we're going to school, if you come back and tell our father that your classmate beat you, he will ask you to say it again. Repeat it again. What do you expect me to do now? Should I go back and beat your classmate back? Instead of you to come back and tell me that you beat your classmate, you come back to tell me that your classmate beat you. And your classmate will go back and tell his father that he beat my own son. He will tell that you are not worthy to be his own son. And he will want my mother never to give you food from his pot. That very day, the food he bought with his money, because you are not worthy of being the son of Chief John Nwokoyudeze for your mate to beat you. What are we talking about? In Igbo land, we have men of timbers and caliber. We come out and be saying this and that. Toko toko. It is time for us to wake up. Let's do it and get the result. It's like what we are saying now is like when you don't go to school, you don't go to exam, you're expecting result. You can't get result. Those that went to school are the one who will have the result. About our senators who will come back, like the other day, Abaribe was saying that each time they talk to Buhari about our side, Igbo side, you are asking them how many votes do he get from our side. That shows the vote is counting. Buhari said 95% and 7%. That shows he count the vote of people who vote for him. And Abaribe was saying that. Saying a lot of things, which I concluded by saying that if you are not worthy and qualified to stand as a senate to bring what belongs to your people, you better don't go out as a senate.
Okay,
Stay at home.
Please, you try and round up for us to give others chance because we are running short of time.
Let me round up now. You see, Hausa peoples, I see some wisdom in them, which they use against us, which have not got. Most of them that go to Senate to represent them, some of them don't have certificates. They are not educated. They are not educated at all. But why they have the quality? They have the quality. They are worthy of being a representative, a senator, because they knows how to get what belongs to them. Like I tell my friends sometime last week, that senator doesn't even need somebody who has a certificate or somebody who went to school. A senator is that young man, that young boy, that young lady who is ready to fight for what belongs to his family, who went there to get what belongs to his family. Like when I was small, when during the Christmas time, when they used to kick our share, I'm the one that represent my family in bringing our own meat. When we get there, all of us, our eye will burn red, monitoring any bone that the drug carriers will pick. When the one we give to a dog and the one we eat, the one we cut and take the omiano inside. And when we get there, we concentrate on that meat and share it. If anybody takes any meat, they say, stop, don't that meat in general until they share it. That is senator for you, people who are representing people. You go there, open your eye and see what belongs to people. Not go there speaking long English. You see some of those Hausa senators, they come, even their English, you don't understand it, but they get what they want. Some of them don't speak at all. Some of them are intermediate, they speak outside.
Okay, you trying to round up, please. Try and round up.
So let me round up. I'm talking here.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you so much. Your own contention is that despite everything, we shall make use of the voters card and see how best we go into it. Uche Diji, what do you have to say? Yeah, Uche Diji, are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, you make it brief, please. Yeah. You make your own assertion and make it brief. What do you think? Civil disobedience?
Okay.
Or we go into voting? What do you think will be the best option for Biafra this time around?
My able moderator asked for me, as 2019 is fast approaching, I am asking my dear brothers and sisters, all my brethren, to go out there and get their PVC. Even though there may be, even though there will not be any election in 2019, or there will be election in 2019, all of them have to go and get their PVC and keep it in their own pocket. I am asking them, in fact, to go and file it on their own file. They have to get it. It is their own right. So what my consideration, where I am very, very much concerned, is for them to vote out all the senators and the governors of our state who failed to defend them, who failed to speak for them, who failed to do what we want to bring development in our own state, who failed to restart or to make sure that all the people is being revoked and start the reconstructions. So this is the people I want them to make sure that they put out and put those who have them at heart, those who are going there to defend them, to as which such as stated, even though without certificate or with certificate, but somebody who is boldly to demand what we looking and what we bring the burden to these people. So this is what I am not even concentrated in this because I am very that even in terms of Pharaoh, whose even chief was stated before they have become concentrating. What I want is that wind that will blow in the teeth of the bow that will let Biafra go. So let my people go and get their BBC and vote those who are going to support our people not being massacred, not being killed, being protected, and get what belongs to us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. We have to vote, but to vote in people who will protect our interests. Of course, we are getting information filtering in now that they are suspecting a particular group in Biafra land as being responsible for the bomb explosion in Nyamojo's house today. But because we have not confirmed this, I would like to mention the group's name on air right now. Thank you very much once again, Uche Diji. Valentine Ugoji, what is your last comment in this regard? Are you still with us? Valentine Ugoji, if Valentine Ugoji is not there, Sunday OT, are you with us still?
Yes.
Who is addressing us, OT or Valentine?
It's Sunday.
Okay.
Yes.
So make a comment here.
Yes, I want to. Okay.
Go on, please.
Okay. I want to
thought
get present tonight. It is my pleasure to speak our people concerning evading danger from the Fulani X-Men and what is going in Nigeria. And so what to let be ready, should be ready for any invading act, should be prepared. Do not relent, and I will God bless every one of you.
Thank you very much. We are getting also information right now that in an encounter between the soldiers and the Boko Haram people, 22 soldiers were killed, 75 other civilians injured, while no single Boko Haram militant was brought down. Nobody. In other words, they overran the Nigerian soldiers, killing 27 in a row. That is quite unfortunate. Things are no longer the same. That is the situation of things now coming from over there. Valentine Ugoji, are you back with us? Valentine Ugoji, say yes.
Yeah, it was Valentine that.
Okay. Now Sunday Oti, over to you.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, the moderator. Like Echezana said, though I did not totally agree with what he said, but right from time we were disenfranchised, they don't allow us, like when this PVC is going on, some people registered over 3 years ago, and up to now they have not gotten their PVC. That's what they are doing down here in the east. But nevertheless, I want to encourage everybody to go all out, register and vote. Let us vote those people that are not representing us well, let us vote them out. And again, take what belongs to us. See, there are what they are saying that I don't actually agree with. Come to Nigeria, the most populated tribe in Nigeria is Igbo. Put me anywhere, I'll defend it.
Yeah, that is true.
So So as it is now, if we come all out to vote, whoever we want to be in that position is the person that will be there. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. Of course, we are getting another information that the name of the person that led operation to disturb bim-massob meeting in Ebonyi State, I think a week or two ago, is OC Dibia. OC Dibia. That's the name of the person that is coming in now. So, because we try to send our people to make sure they get the name of the person. So right now, information filtering in is that the person's name is OC Dibia. He was a person that led that operation to disrupt bim-massob meeting a week or so ago. That's the situation of things now. Thank you so much, members of the crew, for your contributions to this particular discourse. And also thank you, numerous listeners and contributors outside the crew. You have really done us proud for being part of this particular program. What we are discussing here from time to time, week by week, are things that concern you, that concern us. And we have the right, of course, the opportunity equally to discuss all these things so that where you feel confused, we put you aright. At least by listening to this particular discussion, you will now know what necessary steps to take to protect Biafra, to protect yourself equally. We are telling our people before we stand up, any group, any misguided group that has lost focus in this struggle, despite all the promises, clamors made in the past of telling us Biafra or that you cannot leave this place or that Biafra. Now the opportunity has come. Instead of fighting a common enemy, these people are trying to bring confusion inside the Biafra land. And once there is internal problem, if we lack this internal compromise and internal coalition, the enemy will penetrate, take us unawares, and make a mincemeat of us. Let us warn these people that want to repeat South Sudan in Biafra land shall never be given that opportunity. Let us warn once again these people that want to Somalize Biafra land, we are not going to give you this opportunity. If you think you are going to repeat the experiences of the Democratic Republic of Congo, where there is a war without end, we are going to make sure it will not work. And we shall be prepared to sacrifice anything to make sure that those see the light of the day. We want peace in Biafra land to enable us to withstand a common vicious enemy. But if the enemy has brought you over to come and create confusion, the very God we worship will take care of you. Remember a week ago, Iran was trying how to destabilize Israel on their Independence Day, the day Israel was formed 70 years back. While they were planning, they never knew that divine providence had something else in mind. 48 hours after, the very place where Iran was to unleash this particular missile, there was 9.6 magnitude earthquake. Everyone was in shambles. Dust covered almost half of Iran. Thousands of people perished. Who says Jehovah is not alive? All these people who have taken, after collecting money from your members, exposing them to the gun, to the bullets, they died for nothing. While the leaders are in Europe and America, rollicking, gambling with their families in various gardens. This is summertime, and they have a lot of things to enjoy. And the children of the helpless are the ones dying. It's not enough for you because you belong to a particular society that demands human blood all the time. You cannot come to Biafra land to suck our people's blood. We don't train vampires in Biafra land, and we are not carnivorous in nature. We abhor the sight of blood. God has made us to be so. Anybody that is trying to spill blood in Biafra land shall have his entire generation perish. They will never see the light of day. And the consequences of this shall continue to mess on them till infinity, world without end. We are warning. Let there be peace in Biafra land. But once anybody tries to disturb the peace of Biafra land, we shall tell you, ihe ndị mmụọ na-eji ọbụrụ ọkụkọ eme. We thank you 1,000 times for being part of this particular program. To Uche Digi in Accra, Sonny, Bobo, Ima. Sonny, are you there? Can you make a last comment? You're just coming on board once again. Sonny, are you there?
Yeah, my brother.
Okay, you can make your last comment now about using the PVC or boycotting whatever boycottable. What do you have to say? Are we still moving on with the 2019 election, or are we going to boycott it in its entirety? Make your comment, last one, of course, before we run it up.
Hello, thank you, my brother.
Yeah, go on.
On the issue of PVC, no PVC, I think that is not the problem. It's not the problem of business. People trying to get PVC, like get the PVC. People have the contest for next election to get PVC because there have never been anyhow you like, you must solid over there. With the allies and everything there to this the election. So the problem is not to go and get to the problem is not boycotting or whatever. Yeah. That's why we need to stand on our feet. We keep not telling them. And the solution of this country is all those things they are talking about, go and get it. It's not, that is not the problem. If I also go and get it for all for even your personal things or whatever, but not for that you want to vote out somebody. So even these people are corrupt. The people here are corrupt. They are all these things. So everything we make they will still manipulate it. They will manipulate the result, they will manipulate everything. So the issue is not going to get to it. You understand? So on the side of the other comment, we are talking about the person that bombed road. This is what we have been saying. You understand? You should not be who have been threatening things. The other day, I saw on newspapers that they did a riot act to the government. Not the problem. This is never your problem. Don't make your problem. How happens to be? Let people sit on their own way. Stand there as a political instance of land. So you should allow them. They focus. Get busy. Don't do something that will punish you. That's something that will make you to look stylish word. So why can't you allow them? That one is not your problem. The problem is you rely there. So the issue of trying to go and those people should be responsible. There are two ways about it. And we have been warning things that all these people are to be in our land, we will not tolerate it. We cannot fold our hands on what they do all this process. If they want to do it, they can go elsewhere and do it. Not the territory of Biafra. You still know that. Whoever are trying to make this one confusion or to what one person is, that person will never go scot-free. Definitely the God of this land will, and we will not hold our hands to watch it to do that. They should have this in mind. Enough is enough for all this nonsense. And this is enough is enough for innocent people. We don't want it again. That's why we're praying that we want this, we want a division of Nigeria, a situation whereby that our rights will be guaranteed. Not to cause confusion, not to do unnecessary things that is not supposed. We should be careful. Not for all this nonsense.
Thank you.
Allow Wodo to do. Wodo has not, in fact, Wodo is not the problem of people. Wodo is not the problem of But Moto is not there to fight against Biafra. You may not even know that, or maybe on his own side as a leading man, he contributing one way or the other. Or you don't know. But that he may be short. So you cannot just come each every time you keep on castigating, you keep on doing all sorts of things. At the end, your so-called leaders will go and their party and have meeting and have discussion and share the money. Because they always think that to share money with them. Because the problem now may be the necessary money that they're supposed to share, they have not shared. Now they now come out they go to attack. They should mind themselves, not supposed to be doing all this process. They should mind themselves that this is Western land. And they should know that this is the first freedom of this is roulette. They should not do all these things. So we don't hold our answer. What? Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much. I don't know, Uchenna Okeke, are you still there with us? Uchenna Okeke? No, he's not there. So, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you once again, Udeze, Uche Diji, Sonny, Emmanuel, Valentine Mugoji, Sunday Oti, and every other person whose name appear on the screen here and has been part of this particular wonderful program. This evening, the 29th of April anyway, 2018. So we thank you 1,000 times, and this is our last broadcast for this particular month. We are going to inform you when next we are going to make similar broadcasts. But remember, we dwell on issues, not on individuals. Send us your news, send us information. Whatever you can think that will be of benefit to Biafra, tell us. Bring guest speakers. This is what makes one a crew member. Tell us your mind. We are here to satisfy you, and we are here to make sure we project our image. Thank you once again for being with us. And for the rest of the night, we play music and say, remain blessed. God be with you all. Wait, Uche, okay, are you there? Wait, I think it's time to make his last statement. I'm getting his signal. Hello, Uchenna, are you there? Uchenna, okay, are you there? I don't know if he's alive with me. Uchenna, no. If you cannot hear me, I'm sorry. We have come to the end of this evening's program with the hope of coming back again in the coming days. Thank you, everyone, and remain blessed. Oh, wait, I think I could be the problem why I'm not having Uchenna. Okay. Uchenna, are you there right now? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, sorry. The fault was from here. I muted the microphone. Okay, make your last comment, please, regarding this voting or no voting or boycotting, whatever boycottable. Make your last statement, make it brief, because we have virtually come to the end of the program.
Actually, I just joined. I wasn't following up for the past 1 hour now. I don't know. My network went off. But still, in Nigeria, voting does count. It is all about rigging. We don't trust in vote count. But we are going to do our best and leave the rest for the corrupt nation to complete their usual action. And so I want to advise our people, do your best as you can do as a citizen, then leave the rest for them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And thank you once again, everyone who has given us wonderful contribution to this particular exercise. We thank you 1,000 times. Remain blessed and remain blessed and remain blessed. Music Biafra continues.
Yeah,